Hi guys, welcome back. I'm back with another video, and today we'll be discussing one of the major topics of this chapter, that is five kingdom classification system. So the major thing that was discussed during the production of this classification system was the mention of prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms. And who proposed it? It was proposed in 1937 by E. Shetty. These were the two terminologies, if you remember, which were not discussed in the two kingdom classification system and three kingdom classification system. And E. Shetty was the first one who discussed these two types of organism during the formation of this five kingdom classification system. Yeah. Then in 1967, Robert Whittaker was the first person who proposed five kingdoms. And one by one, we will discuss that what are those kingdoms and what are the characteristics. But before delving into that, we will first see how this five kingdom classification system came into being. What were the bases behind it, right? So the first base was the levels of cellular organization. It was based on the levels of cellular organization. And what do you mean by levels of cellular organization? We have studied in chapter number 1 about cellular organization, if you remember. There are three types: unicellular, colonial, and multicellular, right? So this, I'm sorry. So this system was based on the cellular organization, and there were three types, which were unicellular, or you can say in simple terms, prokaryotes. Then came the simple multicellular eukaryotes or unicellular eukaryotes, right? So these were the three cellular organizations: prokaryotes, and then eukaryotes, which can be unicellular or multicellular. These were the three types of the cellular organization on which the five kingdom classification system was based on. So the first thing was the levels of cellular organization. In the case of eukaryotes, it can be simple multicellular or it can be complex multicellular. Now we will discuss the difference between these two. But the major P types were the prokaryotes, eukaryotes, which can be unicellular or multicellular. Then comes the second basis of the five kingdom classification system, which was the principal mode of nutrition. How do living organisms get their food? Again, there are three types, which were, the first is the photosynthesis. And where does this process occur? It occurs in plants. They make their own food. So the first one was the photosynthetic mode of nutrition. Then the second one was the absorption. Where did we read it? Where did we learn it? In the third kingdom classification system, when we discussed about fungi. Remember? So absorption was the second mode of nutrition. And the third one is the ingestion, that is done by animal. We ingest food, we take in food, and then it gets to the next process, that is the digestion, right? So these are the three mode of nutrition, which are photosynthesis, absorption, and ingestion. These were the basic two things on which the classification system was based. But in 1988, there were two biologists, Margulis and Schwartz. They said there is another thing on which the five kingdom classification should be based on, and that is the genetics, genes, DNA, the similarities and differences between the DNA of the different living organism will decide where will they be put in the different kingdoms. Yeah. So these were the three bases: cellular organization, mode of nutrition, and genes or genetics. Now coming to the main topic, that is the five kingdoms. There are five kingdoms, obviously. The first kingdom that we'll be discussing is the kingdom Munera, the basic kingdom. So the first thing, obviously, we'll be discussing the cellular organization. It is prokaryotic. It consists of prokaryotic organisms. or in other terms, these are prokaryotes. Okay? These are unicellular, but they are present in the form of three types. It can be in the form of chains or clusters or colonies. In these three ways, it can occur: chains, clusters, and colonies. So the cellular organization is that they are unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Now, when we talk about their mode of nutrition, they are heterotrophic. What are they? They are heterotrophic. And what do you mean by heterotrophic? Which cannot prepare their own food and are dependent on other living organisms, right? So they are heterotrophic, but some of them can perform photosynthesis. Why? Because they consist of chlorophyll in them. They have got chlorophyll in them. Therefore, some of them can perform photosynthesis, but that does not make them autotrophs. They are still heterotrophic in nature. But in the early time of the day, they can make their own food with the help of the photosynthesis. Clear? Now, there are two types of the organism which can be included in them, which are bacteria and cyanobacteria. So this was the first kingdom, that is the kingdom Munera. The cellular organization is that they are prokaryotes and they are unicellular, which are present in the form of chains, clusters, and colonies. And the mode of nutrition is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. But some of them can perform can make their own food with the help of the process of photosynthesis, because they consist of chlorophyll. And the examples are bacteria and cyanobacteria. These are the two types which are included in the kingdom Munera. Now this brings us to kingdom Protista. Here, now when we talk about the cellular organization of kingdom Protista, these are either unicellular eukaryotes or simple multicellular eukaryotes. Clear? These are of two types, either simple multicellular eukaryotes or unicellular eukaryotes. What is the meaning of simple multicellular eukaryotes? It means that they do not have sex organs in them. And when they do not have sex organs, they will not produce an embryo in their life cycle. Clear? So simple multicellular eukaryotes do not have sex organ and thus do not produce embryo. Now there are three types of organisms that are present inside the kingdom Protista. The first one is the algae. What is the cellular organization of algae? These are either unicellular or they are present in the form of colonies, or they can be simple multicellular organisms. Clear? They are either unicellular, colonial, or simple multicellular organisms. And algae are plant-like in nature. Why? Because they consist of chlorophyll in their chloroplast. Also, they consist of cell wall. Here, they consist of chlorophyll and cell wall. Therefore, they are plant-like. Then the second type is the protozoans. They are animal-like in nature. Why? They are animal-like because they do not have a cell wall. Remember, cell wall is only present in plant cells, right? They do not have a cell wall and they does not consist of chlorophyll, and so they cannot produce their own food, right? So these protozoans are animal-like in the nature. The third type is the fungi-like. They have the mode of nutrition in the form of that, just like that of the fungi. We will study about it in just a while. So there are three types of the organism that are present in the kingdom Protista, which are, first one are plant-like, that are algae. then animal like protozoans, and the third one are the fungi like having absorptive mode of nutrition. Clear? Now this brings us to the third kingdom, that is the kingdom fungi. We have discussed about fungi briefly in the three kingdom classification system, if you remember. So the first thing is the cellular organization. These are multicellular. These are eukaryotic in nature, right? And these are heterotrophic in nature. So they are multicellular eukaryotic heterotrophs. And their mode of nutrition, if you remember, is absorptive mode of nutrition. We discussed it in the last topic, in the last video, that they have absorptive mode of nutrition. And how do they absorb the organic material that is present in their surrounding? With the help of the digestive enzymes, right? With the help of the digestive enzymes. They release these digestive enzymes, which will then digest the organic material that is present in their surrounding, and then they absorb it with the help of this mode of nutrition. Yeah. So this is all about the kingdom fungi. There is a separate kingdom for fungi now, which was the problem in the three kingdom classification system, remember? So this was the third kingdom. Now comes the fourth kingdom, that is kingdom plantae. They are eukaryotic, multicellular autotrophs. If you remember, what is the meaning of autotrophs? Auto meaning automatic, troph meaning nourishment, right? So they can produce their own food with the help of the process of photosynthesis. Remember? So plantae, kingdom plantae, all the plants consist of chlorophyll, and thus they can perform photosynthesis, and so they are autotrophic in nature. Just like this, their mode of nutrition is autotrophic, that we have already discussed. Now, there are three types of the plants that are present: mosses, ferns, and flowering plants. All the plants are divided into three groups, and these are the three groups that are present in the kingdom plant. Another thing, they do consist of sex organs, and thus they produce embryo in their life cycle. They consist of sex organs, and thus they produce embryo. And the reproductive portion of the plants is flower, that gives rise to seeds and fruits. So in this way, these plants are characterized. This brings us to the last kingdom, that is the kingdom Animalia. We are included in this kingdom. The cellular organization is the eukaryotic, multicellular consumers. What? Eukaryotic, multicellular consumers. They consume food. We consume food. We consume other living organisms that are plants and animals, right? And how do we consume it? With the help of ingestion. We ingest food, and then that food gets digested in our body. This is the mode of nutrition of animals. There are certain characteristics. Animals lack cell wall. There is no cell wall present in the animal cells. Secondly, animals show movement. These are the two major characteristics. And the third one is sex organs are present in the animals, and so the embryo is produced, the same process that occurs in the plant, but in a different manner, obviously. Clear? So these are the characteristics, that they are eukaryotic multicellular consumer. They ingest food, which is then digested with the help of the special cavities. And the characteristics include they do not have a cell wall, and thus also they do not have chlorophyll in their cells, and they do show movement and have sex organs, and thus embryo is produced and reproduction is done in this process. Clear? So in order to just summarize it, what is the basis that you need to see. Kingdom Munera is the basis of all the kingdom. It starts from Kingdom Munera. It gives rise to Kingdom Protista and all the other three kingdoms, that are Kingdom Planti, Kingdom Fungi, and Kingdom Animalia. These are produced by the Kingdom Protista. So it starts from Kingdom Munera, goes to Kingdom Protista, and then all these three kingdoms will be produced through it, that are Kingdom Planti, Kingdom Animalia, and Kingdom Fungi. I hope everything is clear in the five kingdom classification system. If you have got any question, let me know in the comment section. Would love to hear back from you. And subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, follow me on Instagram. And till next time, stay safe. Bye bye.